Boom. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Everybody do a silent prayer for all the mammies that's getting their ass whooped tonight because they dusty is drinking Hennessy. Do a moment of silence for all the mammies that have on their location on their man's phone so they can finally find out the truth of where he is. If you indeed get a black eye tonight, put a little cold pack on it. And I guess he'll see you again next week. Welcome, y'all. Happy Saturday. Who's up in this piece? Poison Kiss in here. D Yas here. Hey, Coco Fit. K Bay is up in here. Aisha, I saw that you put down there that you eating Fazoli's wings, and you need to share that. You need to share that. All right. Hannah's in the building. Who else? Who else? Big Max here. Nisha Jordan. Hey, boo. Hey. Sammy Dizzle's here. Who else we got? Miss Hurricane. Avatar. Setting Doll. Yandra's here. Kay Sloan is here. Hey, baby. Sun Goddess is here. Y'all in the building. And I'm so glad y'all here. The reason that I'm here tonight is because y'all already know this has been a long week, and it's been a very, very interesting week. All right. Very interesting. And those of you that already know the lies that have been told, just let it slide. I don't give a fuck at this moment. It's a lot of people that's on here that have to pay their bills through here, and I can dig it. It is what it is, but it would behoove you to knock off the lies because people already know the truth. People already have receipts. People know. People know, and it's turning into a clown show. And I wish you well. But the other lies I'm trying to debunk tonight is the shit that y'all all grew up hearing in Blackistan. I was watching a live the other day, and somebody put in a chat, black men weren't forced to be with white women sexually during slavery. They couldn't be forced, which is absolutely correct. But the mammy that was running the stream pointed out that he was in slavery and there's no way that he can consent. Ladies, it's all about preservation of the black male's life. When somebody's in the middle of war or crisis or whatever, real warriors are willing to lay down their life. So there was a choice being made. He could have said, you can blow this 4C afro off my head. I'm not getting ready to do it. So therefore, there was a choice. But in some man-woman strength shit, biology states, even if he wasn't in slavery, he was not able to be forced. So let's share our screen and do a little biology lesson tonight. Because some people think that some He-Man, I guess the chicks back then, Master's wife, was stronger than a motherfucker because she made them have sex with them. Share screen, boom. Here we go. Women, on average, are not able to force a man to do anything he doesn't want to do. It just is what it is. Let's hear the first 2 minutes of this video.
Through thousands of years, men have been working in mines, sewers, and extremely high heights. From the Stone Ages, when men would go out to risk their lives so their family could survive, to working at construction sites and farms. However, it's not to say women can't be strong. Women, through training and exercise, can increase their strength, but not to that of an equivalent male. But it's simple biology. Men are just stronger and more physically capable to perform high-risk jobs. Men work in dangerous jobs and lift very heavy objects again and again. Construction and factory workers can easily walk 5 miles on the job, maybe even more, and are continually lifting heavy objects, pieces of metal, and so on. Women can't meet the physical capabilities exactly, as they are designed to resist physically demanding work. It's how nature has made us humans, and it's been that way ever since. So no hate to women, but the facts and science line up that men are physically stronger, because that's how the male body is made. But society likes to think the other way. They like to empower women and make them think women are much stronger. Men have risked their lives, working in third world jobs and occupations, risking their lives in extreme heights and military, so families can be safe and fed. But men are almost always stronger, simply because of 2 things. 1, testosterone. 2, abnormal proteins. Testosterone, as everyone knows, is the male sex hormone, and it's produced in the testicles.
There's a certain strain of bacteria called Lactobacillus reuteri that will help you grow bigger balls. There was a study.
Although he's cute,
It
he gotta go.
stimulates the fertility of sperm and also increases muscular strength. Women also have testosterone, but men have it 16 times more concentrated in their bloodstream. And this is what gives men more physical strength than the opposite gender.
I think you get the point. So, part of Blackistan psychology is this. You can sit there and get in your feelings if you want to. You're hiding from the fact of the matter, and the fact of the matter is this. If he didn't want to fuck Massa's wife, he didn't have to. Point blank, period. What you're trying to do is make it seem as if there was no way for him to get out of that. He could have shoved that bitch and let her husband shoot him. There was a way to get out of it. Stop twisting history as if your men had boobs and shit and was just like y'all back then. He did not have to do anything. Please stop making that shit up. Okay? The second lie that's been told a billion fucking times is that if you go anywhere outside of Blackistan and try and find a mate, what they're going to promptly do is fetishize you. Panel, have you heard that?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. All
Yes. So what's gonna happen now is we're gonna debunk that bullshit too, because fetishization comes in many forms. Guess who fetishized your ass the most, sis?
Black men.
All day. I have another screen share to do, debunking all this bullshit. All right, let's see who fetishizes that ass. There he is. Let's see what this piece of shit has to say.
This is Antonio Gillings. My name is Lacey Diamond. It's DZ
Hey, I'm Tony Baker, and this is It True? Black guys prefer booty over booty.
Is that not fetishization? Can somebody, am I fucking up? JoJo, is that fetishization? Or am I tripping? Watch this shit.
I prefer booty because it's right. It's cake, man. Everybody loves cake.
I prefer booty. It's just nothing like having a hard day and you get home and see your girl and you have something to just squeeze on. I prefer booty over booze because it's like nature. It's like a calling.
It's like MJ or Kobe, like who's better, but the ass prevails. I hug the booty like MJ was hugging that trophy when he was.
I hugged the booty like MJ was hugging that trophy. Y'all, this is also fetishization. So if Brad tells you, hey, your skin is beautiful, and you get offended, but you don't get offended by this, you might just be a mammy. What else we got?
He was crying.
When I see a woman with a big booty in public, I always take the double take. Sometimes you can see a girl coming towards you, you're like, these are potential cakes headed this way. You know, if you're at the grocery store, I'll be like, oh man, this ketchup is on sale this week. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Now, y'all remember when that catcalling bullshit was out, they said they didn't do shit like this, that everybody was making this up and they were victims once again. But when it's time to fuck around, you hear this. Dr. Divested OG. What? What? Is this not fetishization?
Of course it's fetishization. It's always been about that. And you can tell it's fetishization because white women are going and pumping up the booties, pumping up the lips, pumping up everything just to get what we got.
Well, they like all those features just long as it's not on you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going.
Is it going to shake or is it just going to stand still? When I see one, I'm like, I always compare it to my wife's booty. Is it worth me looking at it further, investigating, or should I just let it go on by? Big booty women are usually helpful.
People with cakes tend to be more caring towards others.
Especially women with natural big booties. Like natural big booty women, they'll cook for you.
They like to help out in the kitchen because they eat, hence the cakes.
She's soulful. I feel like she just makes breakfast and listens to Jill Scott.
My favorite.
They associate your big booty ass with helping them cook, clean, fuck, whatever. They fetishize your ass and they associate that with shit you can do for them.
Like a maid.
Yeah, like
a
servant.
Slave.
Yeah, just like that. The mammy side don't see this and they don't say this though. They don't say this part.
Same word for booty is definitely ass.
Yeeks, yammies, cheeks, and then my overall favorite is that thumper. A lot of people in LA, the gangbang and all that shit's played out. The thumper is usually she got a thumper on her.
Cakes is my favorite because it's sweet, it's nice. Everybody likes cake. Even if you on some gluten-free, I ain't eating none of this. You made yourself not eat the cakes, but internally you love cake.
Well, come on, Lee. Let's get to this experiment and see if I like booty.
Yeah, we know you like booty. We just sometimes we don't know who the booty is on, if you get what I'm saying. Any motherfucking way. So yeah, that was lie number 2. That if you get with non-black men, they'll fetishize you. Okay? All right? Moving right along to lie number 3. Let me do my Dusty impression. Y'all won't get with them motherfuckers because they be serial killers and shit. How'd I do, JoJo?
You did great.
Well, good then. Let me share my fucking screen so we can see who is serial killers and shit. Title of this presentation is Dusty Serial Killers. Let me grab my notes so I can tell you who killing bitches for real, for real. All right. Yes, I'm making a paper shuffling sound so you can hear because I'm being extra. All right. This piece of shit right here, his name is Wayne Williams. Wayne Williams molested and murdered 27 black boys in Atlanta. All right. That's him with his ugly ass next to his victims. Moving right along. This piece of shit name is Alfred Gaynor. Alfred Gaynor murdered 4 women and he confessed to 10. Dusty was like, no, you need to listen. You only saying 4, but I need that to look good on paper. A nice round number like 10. There's some of his victims. He looked white to me, I guess. Moving right along. This one has while we calling people slaves and shit. This one's name is Cleophas Prince. All right. He was sentenced to death for the sexual assault and murder of 8 Beckys. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Cleophas for the win around this bitch. There's some of his victims. All right. We ain't done. Because I know the mammy's like, she ain't gonna be able to say no more because they don't be serial killers like the white boys be. Hold on, mammy. Give me 1 second.
With a name like Cleophas, it has to be bad.
Honey. This monster right here, his name is Chester. Chester Turner. Well, Chester Turner did something that not most serial killers can do. He got convicted of killing 10 women in 2007. And while he was serving these life sentences, got convicted again in 2014 for killing 4 additional women. They be serial killers and shit. This right here is some of that man's victims. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, all the victims are not here or pictured. These some real dusties right here. You know, the violent ones we talk about down there every week? Yeah. This large head ugly fuck, his name is Corral Eugene Watts. 22 women in Houston. Well, ain't one of y'all on this panel from Texas? I thought JoJo was from Texas, but yeah, this one, with the face only a mother can love. 22 women. Looking like the president of a HBCU some damn where. And here are a couple of his women. Victims. Mammies, I'm not done. I'm not done, bitches. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Do y'all recognize him? Anybody up here? Do y'all recognize him? You should. His name is Lonnie Franklin. Sleeper? Yes, it is. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, indeed. From California. He has 20 victims that he was convicted of. But this piece of shit here has plenty more victims. Watch your scroll eyes. Get tired. You see what these victims look like, right? Okay. Moving right along. I'm about as tired as him. The way he looking right now, I'm about as tired as him.
That's the Cleveland guy, isn't it?
But he's on here too. This one is Maury Travis. Maury Travis killed 17 black women between 2000 and 2002. That boy was busy. He was killing motherfuckers left, right, and center. He also got creative because, you know, they say black men aren't creative, but I beg to differ. He created a torture chamber in his mama's basement where they found body parts all over the goddamn place. All right? He killed himself. Give him a round of applause, y'all. He murdered his damn self. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's some of his victims. I think the one you was talking about was this piece of shit here, Anthony Sowell. He's from Cleveland.
Oh God, yes.
That's him. That, my ladies, is a crackhead that killed 13 women in his crack house. The crazy part about it is he's just like most black men. They can't do anything right. They found live victims that were in garbage bags. They only heard it because the bag was moving and they heard breathing. That's how disgusting this piece of shit is. Okay? We're not going to talk about the DC sniper because we already know that this is a motherfucker. But here we go. The next one, this is for the mammies that say you need to go to the diaspora to find you a mammy. Not the black American men now, they pretty bad. Go to the diaspora. All right? Let's go to the diaspora real quick. There's Anthony's victims. This shit is disgusting. Now we got us a South African. Honey, this one killed 38 people. He also was arrested for, of course, sexual assault and robberies. But all is not lost. He may be able to get out. His release date is scheduled for the year 4407. He can apply for parole in the year 2927. So all hope is not lost. Ladies, and last but not least, the most prolific serial killer in the United States of America history. Does anybody know who that is?
Bundy?
Bundy ain't got shit on him. The room fell silent, so here we go. This is one person, one in his younger years, one in his older years. His name is Samuel Little, and he killed 93 women. 93 over the course of decades. And mind you, y'all, over these decades, starting in the 70s, he was already murdering folks, being arrested, and then being released because he got acquitted every single time in that racist system. Let's not forget how racist the system is. He has a photographic memory, and he drew every last one of his victims. I'm sorry, y'all, but this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. And I need y'all to stop believing what these motherfuckers in Blackistan says. Yes, ma'am. Black Girl 2, they are some of the worst serial killers. Some of the details on this shit it's remarkable. So when they tell you, make sure you don't date outside your race because they are serial killers, I'm going to need y'all to have several fucking seats. Several seats. Let me let Register Human up here and let's go.
Thing. Sorry.
It's on you, JoJo.
I was going to say one more thing with the...
JoJo, how you gonna be slow on that new microphone? You got a new mic and ain't got it unpaused. Go ahead, girl.
No, somebody else is trying to talk.
I thought that was a recording, but yeah,
I was trying to get her piece out, but yeah, I'm not surprised. There are plenty of black male serial killers, even if they would kill their own mama if they could.
Yeah, I got a few stories on that too.
If they weren't dependent on their mothers, they'll kill their own mothers.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at how many that they've murdered. Literally, black femicide. I think we're at 830 black women that are dead, and it's August. Are we surprised?
We still got 4 months left, and I predict that it'll be around 1,200 because it looks like that's the pace that it's going. But you know, you make sure you stay away from the white guys because I'm gonna tell you, they be serial killers and shit.
DZ, that is a murder. That is black women and girls getting murdered every day. For it to be August and 830 of us, that means that they're doing every single day here in the States.
That's a fact.
Do you know how terrifying that is?
Ma'am, every time I see one of the motherfuckers walking, I don't care what they doing. They could be being productive and they scare me. I have to go to the other side of the street, other side of the room. I don't like being near them because they lack impulse control. And I never want to be a victim to one of these motherfuckers. Ever. They tell you that white males are serial killers, but the most prolific one is a black man. They don't want to talk about that. Elle, it's on you, baby.
Okay, look, I was having an issue with this damn microphone. Oh, feeling like an old ass woman over here that ain't even old yet. But anyways, I just feel like don't feed into the bullshit. Don't feed into the lies and the mind fuck of, oh, they're going to fetishize you, or they're not going to treat you right. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Do you be more selfish and do what you want to do and stay away from these NANs? Nothing past, you know what? Stay away from them. Do you, and don't let people get in your head and mind fuck you and change your thinking.
Doji, you got something to add before I move to the next point? Because the next point is it's pretty real.
Keeping them out of your dating rotation can just as well save your life. It might well save your life. That's all I got to say right now.
Chanel?
I was gonna say, sorry. Even like rappers and stuff, these men will get on songs and tell you how like they've killed 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. Is that not a serial killer?
Right.
These things, you guys shoot people up every weekend. Like y'all have 10 bodies under your belts. You guys are all serial killers. And at the rate that black women go missing, to be honest, I just assume all of them have killed at least one.
Right.
Serial rapists too. They just don't get caught.
Well, here we go with the next point, you guys. Let me do my dusty voice again. You ain't safe nowhere around here because white men be mass shooters and shit. Really? What is a mass shooting? Multiple people get shot by a single or double or triple gunman. That's what that means. So, for as long as I can remember, you motherfuckers were doing drive-bys. Is that not a mass shooting? Let's take a look at what a drive-by looks like, and you tell me if that's a mass shooting or not. They have no idea who's out there. And on the same day, they came back and did another one. So I'm sorry, what were you saying about mass shooters again? I didn't hear you. I'm very sorry. I don't understand. Okay. Killing multiple people with a firearm in a small area, that is also a mass shooting. Okay. Divested OG.
These guys are a public health threat.
That was scary as fuck.
Yes, this is a public health threat, and they've been doing this for over 40 years. Okay, the drive-bys. I mean, and what I don't understand is this racist system doesn't have them all off the straight. That's what I don't understand.
Chanel. All right, I'm gonna skip you, Chanel. I'm going to JoJo.
Like, I forgot
what
which
is
one.
What is a mass
like
shooting? What the fuck is a mass shooting?
Exactly what we just saw.
Period. Point blank fucking period. Registered human, it's on you, honey. Thank you, Monica, for the super chat. If you're talking, we can't hear you. I see you unmuted yourself, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, hey ladies.
Hi.
Hi, I just came up here quick to give an example
Okay.
because your second point was how when we move over to the white community, Brad is going to fetishize us. And I just
Right.
wanted to bring up this point. This video went not viral, but pretty it went sort of viral on Black Twitter during the week, and it was simply a video of a this couple. I think it's a Black girl. Honestly, she looks racially ambiguous to me, but she looks like she's mixed with Black, and her and her white boyfriend. And she, in the video, it's from TikTok actually, but it was posted to Twitter. She's wearing shorts that are showing off her butt, and in the video, her boyfriend is like just admiring it, not really, he's not even grabbing the ass, and but in the comment section, all these dusties are talking about, oh, why he didn't grab her ass? He gotta pass her back to the Black man. He don't know how to handle that, and they even calling the man gay. But the thing is, the man in the video is the white man, Brad. I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. Is practicing self-control. Unlike these dusties in the comment section and mammies, they mad that he didn't grab the ass. I don't know how him not grabbing his woman's ass is affecting you, but they mad that he ain't fetishizing her.
They have no idea. They have no idea what impulse control is. None. How many times have you watched one of those shows where they're doing true crime and the motherfucker says, oh, before I knew, I blacked out, and before I knew it, when I saw her again, she was laying on her back or she was fucked up. They don't have any impulse control. You can see a scene with them being everybody is completely calm, because I watch a lot of court shows, and then all of a sudden this stupid motherfucker is knocking his lawyer out and that type of shit. It's because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When they were younger, every time they got in trouble, they mammy came up to the school defending him. So everything he did wrong, he had a justification for it. Doesn't matter who got hurt or whatever. Then they become of age and think that that's same shit is supposed to work. No, sir, you get to get charged as an adult and you going to jail. That's what's getting ready to happen. So really, Dusty's number one enemy is mammies, if you want to keep it all the way real. Because you teaching them that there are no consequences for their action because he got ADHD or he didn't have a father in the home or anything. Everything is to justify their actions, and the shit is corny.
Speaking of ADHD, DZ, I didn't really grow up with cousins. I don't know. I don't have a lot of cousins. I only have one male cousins because luckily most of my cousins are girls. But my one male cousin, tell me, he's from Canada, and when he came down to visit us, this boy had the audacity when I turned around to touch my ass. So, I got upset. I was like, because this never happened to me. I don't have male cousins that grew around, luckily I didn't have that. I'm not a part of a statistic, but I guess today he decided I should be part of a statistic, and he touched my ass. So I went, of course, and I complained. And he came down with his grandma, and his grandma was like, oh, he got mental issues, he got ADHD, he's not taking medication right now. She's just like, oh, just she talked to him in a kind way, like, oh, that's your cousin, you can't do that,
Whatever excuse, it's never their fault.
I know. Right now that boy is in jail.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Having a mammy
yes.
is the fastest way to get your ass locked up, because she told you you're a victim and you can go out here and do whatever you want to do because you can. I mean, they don't have a good reason.
Yeah, they're never responsible for anything. It's never their fault for any decisions they ever make. It's always somebody else's fault why they did what they did. It's never just them choosing to make bad choices because they don't have normal emotions to care or have remorse. But it's never their fault why they do anything.
Speaking to the point, look at that banner. She says that Black Femicide updated the number and we're up to 860. You see how fast that changed? But it will change if it's done every 6 hours, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
The weekend is young yet.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock where I am. Trust me, in about 4 hours, it's getting ready to be some nurses all the way upset because the rush going to come in with a bunch of drunk-ass Blackistani citizens with some ailment or another that either came from the substance they were taking or some ass whooping that happened as a result of the substance they were taking. Dead ass serious. Sophia, welcome to the panel.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh, every time I come up here, I literally am a loss of words. You guys keep going. I'm literally so shocked. When I saw, I was like, you can have more than 10 Bundy. 90 something. My mouth was on the floor. My jaw was on the ground.
Yeah, that
How?
one Samuel Little had more than Ted Bundy and what's the dude that was eating dicks in Milwaukee? What's his name?
Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer combined, baby. Okay.
I don't understand.
Honey, they are a force to be reckoned with. The stupidity and the lack of impulse control and excuse making and the victimization and all that shit. Nobody can understand that. Okay, welcome to the panel.
Hey, it's always good coming up here.
Well, spit some hot fire, sis.
Oh my goodness. There's always like coddling and lying in Blackistan because they don't want to admit the truth that they just don't want to do right. I have so many cousins who stay in and out of jail because they just don't want to do right. I actually was kind of shamed because one of my cousins got locked up for trafficking and I didn't want to write letters to get him out.
Honey.
Oh no.
Good for
I think
you.
there's a Naker in the back chat right now. Can you kick him out or something?
What the fuck is going on? Let me check the back chat. Y'all get your Zyrtex ready. Let me in, nappy heads, nappy headed nigga hoes. I'm not listen. Oh, that's not how you do foreplay, sweetie. You're supposed to be nice. Anyway, on to the last thing I want to say about them lying in Blackistan. Let me move this shit out of here and let you know it's the dick size, right? Everybody got a little dick except for the goddamn Dusty, huh? Well, according to facts, let me show y'all who walking around with the biggest dick right now. Let me show y'all. Jojo, while I'm pulling up this goddamn humongous penis, can you please take over?
No problem. For the woman who said that nothing's ever gonna change, let me tell you why nothing's ever gonna change. Because we are raised to be black men's slaves. Everything, I want y'all to really, the women in the chat, the black women on this panel, I really want y'all to think about how slaves are treated, what they are supposed to think, what they're supposed to do, and tell me that we as black women are not raised to be their slaves.
Honey, let's see who got the biggest dick right now. Don't make no damn sense.
Oh yeah, I remember this guy.
My name.
Would you take a look? Would you take a look at that shit? This is the man with the biggest dick right now. He looks corny. He looks like he plays video games. He looks like, you know, whatever. But my man said, try me if you want to, and I'm going to spread your hips out. This is a minute long. Let's go.
My name is Jonah. I am 40. I'm a born and bred New Yorker. I am an actor and a writer. It's very tough being an actor in New York because there's a lot of competition. I have this role of large. I am this big when fully hard.
Did y'all see how far them hands were spread apart? Pay attention.
Oh, hell no.
Roughly 9 inches when soft. I am 13 and a half inches long when fully erect. I'm longer than my forearm and bigger than my wrist. And I don't have a thin wrist. I was an only child growing up. and my mother raised me. I never noticed I was different in the penis area, even when I measured myself at age 10. When I first saw other guys, I thought they were tiny, but then I realized they were average and I was the one who was different.
A man's relationship to his penis has a lot to do with how he experiences his masculinity and who he is as a man. The myth is that the larger a man's penis, the better sex would be, and the better lover a man would.
She said the myth is the bigger the dick, the better the sex. All right.
Be, but the truth of the matter is, it's much more complicated than that.
She already knows all my stuff.
If he's making love with a woman, what will happen, likely, is his penis will hit her cervix, and he actually can very easily fracture. There's no place for his entire penis to go.
They said what they said. They said what they said. So for you dick obsessed mammies, you really don't have anything to fight with right now. You don't. You don't.
You know what, DZ? I'll make sure anytime I see any Dusty on the internet bragging about penis size and how they well hung as ever, I'll make sure just to link this video. I'll just leave it right there and exit.
You're such a wonderful woman. I love that.
That's
so great.
How long did he say it was again? My phone was acting retarded. What?
13 inches fully erect.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
Hell no.
And bigger
Not
than
Lord.
his wrist.
Lord. LORDT. Shit.
Hell no. Hell no.
Let me put his face back up on the screen because I need people that's gonna just come in and then drop back out to see the face of the man with the big dick, since y'all want to talk about people with little dicks. That's the man with the big dick. That's the one that's gonna have you walking around here sounding like a train whistle, walking, and ain't nobody there but you.
And you would never know, honestly.
Okay, because he doesn't fit the stereotype. That's the only stereotype that Dusties have that's to their benefit with all races of women, and come to find out it ain't true.
But this guy can't fit into anything. Good God.
Well, some of these mammies with 8 kids now, I don't know. He might be able to walk down that hallway. He might be able to walk down that hallway. Let me see who this is. Open mic. Hi, I don't think I've ever seen you before, open mic.
Hi. Yeah, I don't join a lot of panels.
Okay, what you got?
I thought the conversation that you guys were having is really interesting, and I wanted to discuss how a lot of us, especially in poor economic homes, are raised with a lot of violence and dysfunction in ways where we're not allowed to exercise self-preservation or those skills where we'd be able to necessarily find if someone is harmful. Like, I grew up with parents who were severely abused, both my mother and my father, and they passed on some of those toxic traits. And I feel like a lot of Black women don't have the ability to discern whether a man is good or not. And I also believe that they don't have the internal skill set to be able to walk away, especially from men, since men are so scarce in our community.
Open mic, how old are you, babe? Because we up here talking about sex, and I want to make sure you.
Oh, I'm 30.
Okay, because somebody said you sound like a baby. I'm like, let me check and make sure she old enough to get a pack of cigarettes around this bitch.
No, I'm 30. I'm fully grown.
Okay, good.
Can I say something to open mic, though?
Yes.
Okay, open mic. A lot of us have had that same experience, not alone. But you know what? That tuning into your self-preservation, keeping you from doing that is done by design. Because we are raised to be narcissistic supply to a bunch of narcissistic fools. Anybody who has anger management problems, okay, get mad at a drop of a hat if the wind blows the wrong way. Anyone who is really quick to put their hands on somebody, people like that. You're once you start looking and reading, your antenna will go up. It's better to be overprotective than underprotective.
Yeah, and I believe that when speaking in this divestment community, it's important to remind Black women about our general lack of self preservation, because I have a fear that a lot of women are naive and just
Jojo, I put you on
hearing
mute because it was some feedback. Keep going. I'm sorry.
date non-Black men. Black women need to exercise that ability to understand self-preservation, so when they do divest, they're not picking like um, a white tie roach, with the same
Oh, of
behaviors
course.
where
Of
they wouldn't
course.
express.
That's
That's
another myth that about divestment. It's not really even about date now. It's about putting yourself first. But by default, putting yourself first is going to be staying away from the group of men that beat your ass the most. You get what I'm saying?
absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, it's about putting yourself first, of course. A lot of people in here are of dating age. A lot of folks they just done past it and like fuck everybody. But the ones that are of dating age, they might want to stay away from the Ty Roach as you called him, and that's what he is.
Yeah, but I just wanted to address that topic because I know like a lot of Black women, we do experience an abnormal rate of abuse in the home from other family members, and I
Yes.
think that's an important to address when dating, especially in the divestment movement. How a lot of us carry that trauma and that lack of belief that we can defend ourselves, and all honestly, like you said, a brainwashing of healthy relationship dynamics in general. So, when speaking about divestment, one of the foundations is to relearn how to protect yourself and self preservation.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And that we're worth it. We're worth protecting, even though mama didn't do it, daddy didn't do it, brother didn't do it, community didn't do it. We're still worth protecting.
And we're allowed to protect ourselves. I think that's
Yes.
one thing that's beaten out of us is that we're not allowed. You're not allowed to verbally defend yourself. That's being disrespectful or grown. You can't defend yourself. That's, the ultimate sin in the Black family. If somebody's beating the shit out of you to defend yourself, and you definitely can't talk about it because what goes on in this house stays in this house. So Black women are allowed, to heal from the trauma and protect themselves from the trauma that we all grew up in. And I think that's an important part to discuss, especially when discussing how much trauma and violence is inflicted, especially by Black men in the family, and how that triggers onto the women caring for the children.
You know how I survived my Blackistan? Everybody thought I was crazy. Every guy thought that if he so much as touched me, his jugular would disappear. And I got that reputation because I was, if a guy attacked me, I went full force on him. And after a while, family members figured it out. Oh, that I'm not going to tap that. I'm not even going to try to tap that because that's crazy. They told everybody in the neighborhood. That's the only way I survived.
Yeah, the best way to get the most out of your divestment is going to be to get to safety first. That's why I focus so much about getting away from Black males, because it's about your safety. I know you know this, divested OG, because you're also in the medical field. Before you can do anything for a patient, you have to check airway, breathing, and circulation. That's part of ACLS. So the most important part of what's going on with that patient is the fact that they're not breathing. You're not going to say, oh, he has a wound on his knee, let's go ahead and start cleaning that up and bandage him
Exactly.
if he's not breathing.
He's not
You got
breathing.
to do the airway, breathing, and circulation. And the
Yep.
ABCs of divestment is getting your ass to safety first. Then you can start, watering yourself, losing weight, all that good shit there. That's going to be beneficial to you later on. But the most important thing you can do right now, if you getting ready to decide to divest, is put some space between you and Glocktavius. That's the very first thing and going to be the most important thing that you do.
Think of yourselves. Think of yourselves.
It's on you, Chanel.
Oh, I was just gonna say, on the last point when you were talking about how mammies always make excuses, there was actually, I don't know if you guys heard, but I think it was 20 and 18-year-olds shot a cop, and their mammy-ass mother released a video talking about how there's more to the story, and y'all don't know my sons. And at this point, it looks ridiculous to everybody. And I feel like part of the self-preservation is to really make sure that people understand you're not like that and you don't follow that mindset of that could have been me or that could have been my son or whatever excuse. So
And do
yeah,
you guys
Nobody
notice?
gives a fuck about your sons, y'all. I wanted to drive that point home. Fuck your son. No one cares that that's your son. We're not going to allow him to terrorize everybody just because he fell out of your ass. You better get control of your dog, or 911 will take control of your dog for you. If you
And do
love
you
him that
guys?
much,
And
if you love him that much, control your fucking dog. Go ahead.
And do you guys notice how all this defense and excuse is never extended to us women, girls, or girl teens? Like, we
I was
never get any excuses made for us. Everything that we do is hyper criticized. Even if we go through development, it's, oh, she's fast. We're never given any mercy or any kindness or any compassion to any degree. And then these guys are running around being violent, murdering, literally murdering and raping people, and every excuse is made under the sun. But for us, we can't get any amount of compassion or kindness or protection to any degree.
Because, and let me tell
I
you why, because we're only here to serve Black men. We're not actually here to be a human being. We're not human beings. And I'm going to say this too, I'm blue in the face. We are their slaves. We're born and raised to serve these men. We're not born and raised to be anything else but servants. That's it. And once when you break away from that, you are every name in the book.
No, they can call
yeah,
me what they want to. I guess I've been that bitch, I guess, for damn near 30 years at this point. I'll be that. But what you won't catch me doing is entertaining a Dusty trying to say that he's a unicorn. No, that's not going to
do
happen.
you,
If he's a unicorn, he can go over there and with a Spanish chick or something. I don't know.
And
you
they're
never know.
so and they're so cocky about us helping them. Like the amount of times I'm just walking down the street minding my business and they saying, "Oh, come help a Black brother out. You want to go help your brother out?" I'm like, "No, I don't know you."
It's
I
funny because
just made my brother.
Go ahead.
they never extend that courtesy to us. Like, hey, this could be my daughter. This could be my sister. This could be my mother. Let me not try to rob or attack or abuse her. Like, they just think we're there to fill their narcissistic supply, and
Why
they
why
really
do they
want it
think
to.
that? Why do they think that? Why do y'all think they think that that's why we're there?
That's what
It's
they've
in the
been
Because the
taught.
Miami's taught them that.
Yep, and
that's that.
we've always made sure that we were that. I don't care what if y'all sat up tonight, right, and looked at all the news reports when they're talking about some black male criminal. There's going to be a family member saying that I can't believe this happened. Wait till all the facts come out. He would
Usually a
never do
woman.
anything like that. He was a straight A student. He helped me with this, and it's just like they pissing on the dead girl's grave, y'all. It's fucking sad.
It's always like that. Like, even like, I'll give you an example. Like, when I see like Black homeless people, like dudes, they'll be so polite to anyone else. All yes sir, no sirs, thank you ma'am. But they see a Black woman, they will get up in her face and just be like, hey, I need $1, and just chase her down if she says no. Like, it's just ridiculous.
That's all they see y'all as. Y'all, the video I showed y'all earlier about the fetishization of Black women's butts. Later on in the video, they brought up a white girl and a Black girl. Of course, the Black girl was there with the butt, and the white girl was there with the tits, right? And they asked them questions, and they asked the white chick just some, just some shit that didn't mean anything. But when he asked the Black girl her question, he said, "What's your SAT score?" He asked her that so he can see what she can do for him. Every time they talk about Black women, is what they can do, not what they can do for you. It's never what they can do for you, because they don't plan on doing anything for you because they hate your fucking guts.
They just see you as like a thing to fill whatever desires they need, be it monetary, sexual, emotional, ego boost. Like, I remember I used to work with somebody, and his line for all the Black girls at work was that he wanted to be a house husband and ask them how much they plan on making in the future.
Honey, no.
They
He
are
eavesdropped.
they are
Oh my
walking
God.
they are walking talking idiots. They
He
are walking
eavesdropped.
talking idiots.
He had eavesdropped on a conversation of mine and found out that I was like, that I'm in nursing school. And he was like, "Oh, how much do nurses make? Let me be your house husband. I'll stay home and take care of kids. I just want to really be a house husband." And I'm like, you just don't want to work. Like, how? And why would you think that's flirtation anyway? Like,
They don't
You
say
should
that
have
type
said,
of
"I
shit
don't
to
date
non-black
lazy
women.
bitches."
The
Yeah,
man
and you
is
know
also
what,
feuding
guys?
with servants too. Because, you know, like in my house, I recently started university, and in the mornings I get up early and I cook, and I had to leave. Well, when I finish cooking, I had to go do orientation for university because, well, I can't be on campus due to, you know, C-19. And while I'm in the middle of class, my mammy grandmother is to call me and ask me, why haven't you dished out food for your brother? And she literally cussed me out for a good whole hour about why I haven't dished food out for my brother and why am I not taking care of him. And now he's gone on the road looking for food, and I left him alone. And I'm explaining to her, I've started school. I can't dish out food for him all the time.
Why didn't she
You
do it
know,
her damn self?
that's what I'm saying. But she didn't understand that I have a, what she said. She said I have a dirty mind and I have selfish ways and all kind of nonsense. It just made me so upset. I was like, oh my God, is this what I'm gonna have to deal with for the rest of the term until I go away?
Get used to being called selfish. Please. There's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself.
How can you be selfish and hate yourself at the same time? They
Amen.
send out so many damn mixed signals. I don't know why anybody still listens.
And
I
they say
honestly don't.
contradictory ass shit all the time. Contradictory shit all the time. And that's why you should never date anybody based on potential. Because black women is always, oh, well, maybe I can help him, or I can see he got potential. They never fuck with you based on potential. They size you up off of what you're doing and what you have to offer them right now.
Yep.
So that's what you need to do.
Notice how they never date broke women, women who can't give them a house, women who can't let them drive their car. They're the biggest hypergamous. Oh God, how do you say that word?
Hypergamous.
Hypergamous people on earth. They're never with a poor woman. They're never lifting a woman up. It's always them living off of other women.
But
Because
they will
they're
screw
taught
her.
that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They will screw her if she's poor. They will screw her.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
you know, they're taught by their mothers to go get a woman that makes more, that can do more, and all of that. Like that woman that was on the live as I said boyfriend. Well, basically, after her son's girlfriend was kicking him out for having another woman in the house while she was at work. You know, he was like, "Well, I told my son to go get an esthetician." So you dogging her out because she don't got enough money for your son to live off of, because he don't got no job. He's literally finna move back into your house. So these women literally teach their sons to go get a woman who could cook, clean, sleep with you, bury your children, and pay all the damn bills. They raise their sons to do that.
Funny how they don't like slavery, but then they want to look for a slave. Isn't that funny?
Amen.
Y'all pay attention to the questions that they ask these respective women here.
She's answering me in English. You see? Okay. All right, got a couple questions for y'all.
If y'all had to come back as a bug, which one would you be? You can't pick butterfly though. Ladybug. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Flautas or quesadillas?
He's already made his fucking pick. Do you understand?
Flautas.
What'd you get on your SAT score?
Did y'all hear that? He said flautas or quesadillas. You know, in other words, what can I cook for you? He asked her, the black girl, what you make on your SAT scores. I mean, they have no shame at all. We'll hear one more and then we'll roast some more.
If y'all were homicide detectives on the streets, and Grissom was like Grissom from CSI, was like, taste this motor oil. Would you taste it? You don't love your job. You don't love your job.
What's your favorite physical activity?
Dancing.
Like what kind of dance you do, right?
Well, I'm from the island, so wine and stuff in the island.
Can you show me? Like how?
Just all in the waist. Yeah.
It is in the waist.
Yeah.
It is.
Cornbread or
Or
muffins?
muffin. I like cornbread too, though.
Let's leave that right there. Let's just leave that right there. cornbread or muffins. That was a shot. That was a shot. Ain't no way on earth he fixing to ask it. Listen, they know, they have been very, very clear about what they want from you and what they want from other women. If you want to be taken care of, Dusty ain't it. He's not interested. He just wants to know what you can do for him. And they haven't hidden this fact for a very long time. None of us in the earshot of me right now was even born before they made this clear. They made this perfectly clear. Go ahead,
Of all the men on this earth, they are the girls. Okay? They possess the least amount of true masculinity than any other group. Why date them? Why give them time?
I always said that at the banquet of men, they sit at the kiddie table.
Right, trying to see what's falling off the grown folks table. And if they can't get anything as far as going to the men's table, they come back and blame you. It's you. You had a way in and you didn't let me in. You had a way in and didn't let me in. Yeah, go ahead, baby.
And also sperm packs in a lot of DNA. Ladies, think about what DNA you want inside your body, because you're ultimately going to absorb it. Think about the DNA that you want inside your body. And there's millions of sperm per ejaculate.
Yes, ma'am.
Think about that.
Yes, ma'am. And if you're trying to lose weight, don't swallow it, honey. It's 3,000 calories per tablespoon. But anyway, it's on you, Sophia. It's on you, Sophia.
Hi, I'm sorry, just thinking about cicada secretion though. Disgusting. Oh, now I can't sleep at night. I hope you guys are happy.
Girl.
But back, I was just trying to say, like, back to the last topic when we were talking about how we're basically just, we talk about this every so, we're basically groomed for the Black community to be their mules. My family, we are 3 sisters and 1 boy. My father has told me to my face when I was 8 years old that, oh, well, I didn't really want children. I just kept trying for a boy. And I'm sitting here like, so you use multiple women as, your baby making machine to get that one child you actually wanted. Thank you for telling me to my face that you didn't love me. And me and my sisters were groomed to take care of my brother. And it's reached to a point to when my oldest sister, she's gone. It's just me and my sister left and my brother, and they can see that my brother lacks in so many common sense, basic skills that they don't even trust him to do the most basic things. And it's their fault. It's, oh, the white man, oh, the system, oh, your teachers are racist. I went to school in country, racist, unquote, Confederate North rural Florida. I've never encountered a racist teacher. He goes to school in like the most liberal city in the United States, but his
Sophia,
teachers
your
are
mic
racist
cutting up,
because.
baby. Do me a favor and leave and come back because your mic boiling hot.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It ain't your fault. It's this raggedy ass system they got. It's all you, LK.
Yeah, like, if they really just coddle them and let them go through life. I remember 2 of my younger cousins got arrested and it wasn't for like weed. And they're like, oh, they weren't smoking it. They were just rolling it. I'm like, who rolls and doesn't smoke? Like,
we go for everything they say. You got somebody that you went to high school with that made D's and F's and shit. And then when you see him in his 20s and he tells you that he's going to be going to school for chemical engineering, stupid ass mammies believe that type of shit. So they let whatever roll off they goddamn tongue. They let whatever roll off because they know we're going to believe it.
Never go for potential because you're going to be a come up woman or a come up girl. That person will waste your time. Go for what is and what you see that can benefit you.
Be honest about what your scope. Okay, so y'all know that Dusties go for people that are not you. They're the exact opposite of you, okay? And if you got one that's you know what they like, but they're hounding you to be able to get with you, please know they're trying to make you a come up woman. What do all come up women look like? Hello?
They chocolate.
Dark skin.
they're usually dark skinned. They're a little not fat. They're not normally fat, but I guess by some sort of diet chart they will be slightly overweight. They they're real helpful. They work really hard to make sure ends are meeting so he can do his side hustle. If you participate in that type of shit, you are going to be the come up woman 100% of the time. If he stays, honey, more power to you. But 9.5 times out of 10, you're gonna be the come up woman. I mean, look at Tori Hart. I mean, the examples are endless. Come up woman, she got come up woman all over her.
Yeah, she broke down about it on a reality show. I think it was Hollywood Exes or something like that. And she literally said, I'm watching a woman live the life I helped build.
Yeah.
Yep.
He also
That woman
cheated
had a
on
whole breakdown
the
about
next
it.
woman. I didn't see that, but I bet she did. There's so many Tory Harts out here, and there's going to be plenty fucking more because I guess we over here talking bitter talk, and we don't know what we're talking about, but the receipts are there. Just like we talked about earlier with the serial killers, the receipts are there, and I guarantee you, if you go in a hotep circle or hell, just a regular mammy circle, they're going to tell you that white men are serial killers. Dead ass serious. It's like they ignore reality to try to fit a narrative. So, has anything that we said up here tonight been a lie? If it has, take me back to it so I can correct it.
No, it's not a lie. We just live in a community of cognitive dissonance where the rape, murder, and abuse of Black women is no one cares. No one cares. The family will cry about it for 2 seconds and everybody moves on.
Can I?
Selena, Tori Hart is Kevin Hart's first wife, the mother of his 2 dark-skinned children. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, there was a tweet that was kind of viral today, and it was a black girl, so I'm assuming it's a black man, but she said that this guy asked for her number, and then I'm gonna read you the text that he sent her. So he asked, "Hey, could I ask for a favor?" And when she asked, "What is it?" he said, "Never mind. I was gonna ask to borrow some money because I just paid rent and my phone bill, and I need gas money to get to work, but I can't ask you that. We haven't met yet."
Oh,
when
God.
I tell you, these men are scoping women out who they think will lend them money, who they think they can come up off of.
They have every reason to think that they can, though. Show some screenshots of where, a Black woman that wasn't in her desperate mammy phase or whatever saying, no, absolutely not. And why the fuck would you ask me such a question? I don't know you like that. Go get it how you live. Get it up out the mud. We never see screenshot of that. You'll see white women and other women telling them to fuck off. But us, we gonna try and help them.
You know, they're in the dusting are saying that he was testing you to see what kind of woman you are, this and that and the third.
Yeah, Miss. Listen, Mike Epps is a whole nother beast, and I've never liked his motherfucking ass ever. And for him to Photoshop that baby like that, that's think about what her mentality is gonna be growing up around him.
And I don't like the way he did his dark-skinned daughter. I don't like the way he dogged her, talked about her,
These
and
men
talk
don't
about her
care.
mother, and
Said they look like
compare
James
her mother
Brown.
to James Brown, and he would say dumb shit like, "Oh well, my Black kids just mad cause such and such about my light-skinned kids." Like, what?
He said his kids' mothers look like James Brown.
Yes. You gotta do some research on him, DZ. He be saying some fucked up shit, and he's done some fucked up shit. And he treated his dark-skinned daughter bad a few years ago, and she was talking about how he's done things for her here and there. But for the most part, he would always give her attitude and just would abandon her or wouldn't be there for her. And her mom basically did everything for her, even once he became famous.
Okay, when those half white kids decide that they don't give a about him and that dark skinned daughter, I bet you anything he's gonna come back to her.
Yeah,
Watch.
if he ever loses his whatever money he does have, he will definitely go back to her. And the sad part about it is the one that he called James Brown looking, I would bet that she's gonna take him back. Really,
But
because
the
we have
worst
no fucking standards. We don't have any standards.
For real. And like he
Mm-hmm.
even threatened his own child. She literally recorded a phone call where he threatened her.
Mm-hmm.
His own daughter.
I remember that.
Threatened to do what?
He just kept saying, try me again and see what I do. See what I do. And she kept egging him on, I guess, to keep him on the phone so she can keep recording or whatever. And she's like, you're not going to do nothing. You're not going to do nothing. This, that, and the third. She truly believes that he will not hurt her. I'm sorry, but any grown man that would threaten his adult child will do something.
Yeah, and then going on TV talking about his kids and then leaving out her and her other sister. Like a motherfucker was like, oh, how many kids you got? He was like 3. And then, but it's really like 5. And he left out the 2 older kids, the 2 black kids, not none of the mixed kids. And it's like, how much more crystal clear can you get where a motherfucker is really showing you that they don't care about you the same way? That's a clear indicator. Why would you say you got less kids than what you really got? Because you don't give a fuck about them other kids.
A lot
That's
of people
crazy.
don't admit to having children when they actually do. Yeah, that was a little bit of shade. I had to be petty right there. My bad.
They do that though.
Let me drink some tea. But anyway, go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, keep interrupting. We were talking about that in the Discord actually, like how these men will not tell you that they have kids, or seek out women who don't have kids to get help paying their child support, or to help pay their alimony or whatever. We were talking about that. They're always looking for a financial come up, a financial step up and hand up.
That actually
and for the women, oh, I'm sorry.
That actually almost happened to me when I was dating and I was about to buy a house, and I was just going around looking at homes. You know, I was God, and I was going to do it myself. I mean, and this person who asked me out, black guy, asked me for money, and I called my friend, and I said to her, "Do guys ask you for money?" She started laughing at me and saying, "You haven't dated very many black men, have you?" Yeah.
I always tell y'all that the community is never going to change. It's always going to be this clusterfuck of bullshit. Okay. Before there was a such thing as an internet, yes, they were doing that. There's a clip I wanted to show you guys about. It's literally the same shit that goes on today. This was approximately 30 years ago. Same talking points, same situation, same dust, same all of this shit. Y'all can go on mute real quick so I can share this video. And honey, it's embarrassing. Share screen, share audio, so on and so fucking forth.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. 1. The rest of you who don't plan.
Why is that funny? White dude said, raise your hand if you're married. Raise your hand if you want to be married to your baby's father. This is this mammy shit. This is mammy shit.
To get married. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you?
Mind you, she's on public assistance. If you're having to ask the state for help, mammy, you're not doing it alone. You're not doing it alone. And keep having sex with Dusties, and this keeps repeating. This shit says 1986.
You think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really.
The reason they're saying no, you guys, is because they know that man is not going to be there. They know the motherfucker's ashy, but what they're going to do is pretend like that they did this shit on purpose. Nah, I don't need no help. So instead of divesting and picking somebody that would do for your child, you fuck him because, you know, the big dicks and everything. And then you end up fucking your life up. But let's go.
I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home. So, you know, it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
She knows that male figures are normally not in the home in the black community. Yet look at what's on her lap. Yeah. And she did it with an ashy.
I ain't thinking about holding up for no sex, my man. You know, if a girl, she get having a baby, carrying a baby, hey, that's on her. I'm not gonna.
Did y'all hear what he said? The Vested OG, did you hear that shit?
These young women are the same age I am, and I remember when that documentary was airing. It's Bill Moyers, and I do remember this documentary. It was actually shocking.
It's very shocking, and the fact that we're still having these conversations it's damn near hopeless. It's damn near hopeless. But let's see what he thinks about his baby and the girl.
I'm gonna stop my pleasures because of another woman.
What about birth control? What about condoms?
Girls don't like them things. They don't like them things. You gotta tell you to take them things off. They figure that you saying that they filthy or they dirty or something.
It's been a startling change in values. 25 years ago, you would not have heard such things said so freely because they were not embraced so widely. The strong family was still the backbone of Black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most Black children are now growing up without their fathers.
Look at that old ass camera. Look at the fashion. A lot of y'all wasn't even born when they already knew that these motherfuckers were not going to stay in a house. So when you're talking to mammies and they play this ignorant shit, you got to go ahead and drag them. Because those little kids that you see right there, those are the people that are on their computers right now telling you that you ain't worth shit and that white women are better and that your pussy stink. Those little kids that you see? Yeah.
The result is a world turned upside down as children copy what they see and repeat what they learn. LaDawn said she didn't have a father in her home and doesn't think her children need one. She's not unusual. Half the Black families today are headed only by a woman.
Half the Black families today are only headed by a woman. Is that the case now?
That's even more the case.
It's even more the case now. What was this, DZ? What year? 80, 85?
It was 1986.
86. And you know what, that girl that they showed talking, I seen an interview with her about 2-3 years ago.
Really?
She had another kid by that guy too.
No.
I thought it was by a different dude.
No, she had 2 babies by the creeper that she had the first kids by, and then she went on and had some more kids.
I don't remember her saying that in the other. I don't remember that in the interview. But she did go to school and she got some degrees, but she was still trying to date a naker, though. I do know that.
Because we don't learn. We don't learn shit. Now, you guys, when you, like I said, go to these different channels and they pretend like this information is new, it's not. What's happening on the other channels is they found out the hard way and now they want to preach it. Okay? This right here is 1986. Certain people that are talking shit, they was little babies. They were like 2 and 3 years old when this was already a thing. And it was a thing before with her mother and then her grandmother. This is not new. So the talking points, when they try to chop you down and not all you, please get possessed with the spirit of DZ and knock that motherfucking bitch the fuck out with words, of course. Let's do a little bit more of this and then we will drag some more because I got time tonight.
Clorinda said she could make it on her own as a single parent. She has never been married and is raising her daughter without a man's help. She's not unusual. Today, nearly 60% of all Black children are born out of wedlock. Timothy said his children are not his responsibility.
I'll let y'all have that.
Oh, they say that all the time. The Mike Eppses of the world. They say that shit all the time. So, oh, I only got 3 kids when you have fucking 5. You just don't like the Black ones.
Girl, every time a Black woman gets pregnant, every single time, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Every time.
Thank
They will fight tooth and nail to not do anything for that child. And even though that baby live with you, you cook, you clean, you wash their ass, you do everything for that child. But because he's on child support, he's basically taking care of the child by himself. I can't tell you how many black men will truly say, I'm raising my child by myself, when all they're doing is providing the money as a father should. But because you're providing majority of the money, you're taking care of the child, even though the child is in the house with the mother, being raised, actually raised. She spends time with them. She cooks, she cleans, she makes sure they do their homework, get up and go to school. All you doing is provide money. You're not raising that baby.
Girl,
And some of them aren't even
$35 a week ain't paying for nothing.
That was
Some of them don't pay shit.
That's all these hoes be paying. $35 and $40 and $50 a week, and they be acting like they giving your ass $1 million a month and shit, and they be crying.
Well, that's less money for them because they want the marijuana. See, that could have gone to marijuana. That could have gone to weed.
Well, there's no criticism of men in our community, irrespective of what they do. They don't raise their kid. It's not their fault. Everybody blames the women. And there's no social rejection for anything that they do. They can be deadbeats. They'll still find a woman to get with. They can be abusers. They still have somebody's house to lay up in. Like, there's nothing that they can do, not even murder, where they're rejected or ostracized from the society, where
Girl,
all
black
the blame is placed on women and girls.
Girl, black women can't win for losing. If you got kids, you're a single mother who don't deserve to be loved. If you don't have children, you're a weirdo, or you're evil because clearly you've had abortion. You can't take control of your womb. You can't be, serious about who you let impregnate you. You got to be evil because clearly you've had some abortions. Like, you cannot win for losing.
No, you can't. And that was actually thrown at me. I had to, I went to college and I didn't try to take care of my brothers and sisters because I couldn't. I was 18 years old. And I've been taking care of them my whole life. And when I went to college and I got married, blah, 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 my aunt made up some lie that I must have had some abortions because I was 30 and childless.
I'm getting ready to put the link to this video in the comment section for whoever wants to see it. But I'm gonna finish his conversation and then yeah, let me put that link down there so y'all can watch this whole fucking documentary because it's sad. This for the ones that were born in the 80s. This y'all daddy in them. That's how they thought.
I think that's the insanity of the community that she brought up, where
For LaDon and Clorinda and Timothy, and many more like them in cities all over America, the traditional family no longer exists. It has vanished, and something new is taking its place. Single women and the children they're rearing alone are the fastest growing part of the black population. What becomes of the black family in a world where the values are being turned upside down?
If the parent is 17 and 18, uneducated, unmotivated, fooling around, wandering around, what's the child going to learn? Who's to teach him? When you learn something, you was taught by your parents. It was reinforced by school and your neighbors, but it was taught by your parents. Well, if the parents don't know anything, how are they going to teach the children? So it's not racism that I'm fighting right now. It's
boom. Great place to stop. Y'all got the link to the video if y'all want to watch it or what have you. But all of this was known way back then. They talk about that time as if when they speak about it, they talk about the crack era and what the government did and what all the drugs that they flooded in the community and this, that, and the third. No, this is what was happening for real. And if you want to keep it all the way 100 done, they the black males took advantage of that time in history to go ahead and take that crack and all that shit and sell it to even their babies' mothers. If you had $20, you can get some crack. Point blank, period. It has never been racism that was the problem in the black community. Are there racists out there? Sure, they are. And how many of you have experienced more racism than you have of this misogyny, this single mother shit, the STD rate, the domestic violence rate? Racism is a feeling. This other shit, that's action. That's action. Anyway, it's on you, registered human.
Honestly, I am completely confused, and I want to know, where did this come from? Because you
What
heard the
part?
white man. No, you heard the white man say before that in the earlier generation, before the 80s or in the 60s or whatnot, that most, well, 3 out of 5 black children had their parents in the home. So I want to know what exactly changed
A lot of those
between then and
parents
that.
that were in the home, if the father was there, he was riding on her Section 8. It wasn't like he was contributing. He was there living off of her. It's never been better than so-called 50-50. Those women, where do you think the bus boycotts and all that shit come from? Those women used to work over there in the manosphere. When they sit up and tell you what, the marriage rate and the families was together, yeah, but it was not a lot different than what it is now. Now you guys are just living in separate households, but she's still financing the majority of it. That's why I don't get mammies. I'll never get it, because it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. This lady got a motherfucking Jerry curl. Okay, that lets you know how long this shit was ago. Okay, and they're doing specials and shit on it. They always have. Even before there was TVs, there was a drug problem in the black community. The 40s, 50s, and 60s was about heroin. Ask your great grandma; she'll tell you.
I can ask my great grandma, actually.
Ask her; she'll tell you.
And what I want to know is, like, they ain't embarrassed that this white man is sitting down in their face, schooling them on how to actually do it the correct way. They ain't ashamed.
No.
Well, they was teenagers back then. They probably wasn't even thinking of it that way. A lot of those girls was teenagers.
Those were the
You
ones
think
that
about things differently. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dizzy.
No, it's fine. Those girls, I can tell you right now, there was a lot of touching going on. Where you think we get this 62% from? Why you think they were so sexually active so early on? They had already experienced sexual activity before they even got to the teenage pregnancy. A lot of them did. These are proven facts. 62%. Somebody need to do a documentary on the 62%. That's over half, which means most black children.
No, DZ, the mammies are gonna spin that around and say that we being racist and we attacking the black man. I can't really see a documentary like that coming out anytime soon. I wish there would be one, but they're just gonna spin it into the agenda, the agenda against the great black king.
From Jerry curls to lace fronts, you know what hasn't changed?
Mm-hmm.
The black community. And if you're sitting around waiting for it to change, then I will tell you I feel for you, but I don't, because you know better. You absolutely know better. These stats have been drilled in your head, left, right, and center. And to go and sit and wait, that's on you at this point. It's on you, L, honey.
For me?
Yes, microphone check. 1 2 1
Okay.
2.
It's on you. So what you want to do? No, I'm just Are we saying closing remarks and shit?
No, we still riding out.
Oh, okay. Well, I want us, you know what? I feel like maybe we should all watch this documentary together, because I feel like since the younger girls are it's more younger girls than it is us, I feel like this would be a good educating tool for the younger girls to just see what was going on before they were born and stuff. Because when this came out in 86, I was 4 years old.
Girl.
So
I was 9.
the shit was going down when I was a toddler.
Right.
So I feel like this would be a good education tool. Maybe we should watch this,
We'll watch it in Discord or whatever. However y'all want to do it. Google Meet. You know how we get down.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna make it through it. We watch Buck Breaking on Patreon, and that shit didn't go well because we was all cussing at the screen. But I think watching this though will get rid of a lot of the tension with some of the different ages, so they can see that it was the same shit. The only thing that's different is that you thought it was just the niggas in your area. That's it, because there was no such thing as www dot. When the www dot came out, then you found out it was fucking global. And then a lot of Black women who are my age want to pretend like it's not happening. So that's being disingenuous. Okay. And a lot of folks like those type of platforms because it, it still makes them warm and fuzzy to think that they maybe, just maybe, they can find a Black man. I hate to put, decon in your goddamn cereal, but you ain't gonna find one. And why you're looking for one, I am completely confused. Completely confused. Let me go ahead and copy this link right here and put it in the comments section so I possibly get a mammy baptism tonight. Possibly. The doors of the church is open. And then after that, I'm gonna go pop crab legs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shit, I want somebody to come up and debunk these stats. I want somebody to come up and debunk the footage. I want somebody to come and debunk the serial killer talk and the fetishization talk, because I know they're here. It's just, I'll wait.
Girl, because I've been
Yes,
fetishized for my big
yes,
ass
yes.
by more Black men than white men.
Same.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I get talked to like a human by non-Black men. I get talked to like I'm an entire vagina by Black men whenever they get a chance to talk to me. I'm just a pussy. That's it.
It's important to have this dialogue because there's so much, um, I would say, psychosis in the Black community where we have all these atrocious things happening. And if you try to address it, it's that doesn't happen to the degree that it does, or you have to forgive. So it's important that Black women realize they're not crazy. This is happening. It doesn't matter what you do. Like you were discussing earlier, if you put off having children, if you control your fertility, there's something wrong with you, you're barren, or whatever else. If you do everything the right way, then you're trying to be white and whitewash. If you fall into the trap of the dysfunction of your abuse and your psychotic surroundings, then you ain't shit and you're fast and there's something wrong with you. So there's no winning for losing.
There's not. There's absolutely not. There's nothing you can do. And I say this damn near every time I jump up here. I don't care even if you met the target that they described, they're going to add something new to it. And you're never going to meet it.
Mm-hmm. It's
Oh yeah,
still
the
gonna be something
goalpost.
wrong with you.
Oh
It's
yeah, the
still gonna be
goalpost is
something wrong with
forever
you.
moving.
Mm-hmm.
They're
They're
never
never fucking satisfied with anything. You can listen to them talk and say shit, and then after a while, the shit that they originally said will switch and change into something else. And it just keeps going around in a circle. They're never satisfied with anything. You can never please them. And if you try to, you will stress your own self out.
Even look, here's the thing, even though they're not kings and they will never be kings, they're raised like kings and to think like kings. Just watch gender reveals and see how these Black women and Black men are so excited when she's pregnant with a boy, but when it comes out that she's pregnant with a girl, it throws the mood off the whole party. Like these mothers literally, they stop smiling, they're throwing things, they don't even want to be at the party anymore once when they find out that they're pregnant with a girl.
I saw that so many times. Do y'all remember the video? I'm gonna have to find that video. But do y'all remember the chick found out she was having a girl and she literally dropped to her knees crying,
she
and
threw a whole tantrum. She was like so mad.
she was inconsolable when she found out she was having a daughter. She wanted a son so bad. Zion, your device is not connected. So if you connect your device, I'll be glad to let you up.
Like whoever says she threw a tantrum, she did. I watched that whole video and that was just unacceptable. Because now that little girl's gonna grow up and realize that you didn't even want her.
I think a lot of the reason why sons are so revered in the Black community too is because men leave the community at such a disproportionate rate that the women have these very inappropriate, bizarre, almost emotionally incestuous relationships with their son to make up for the men that don't stick around and the men that traumatize them. That's the pattern that it seems to be habitually. Like they're using their sons to replace the men and the fathers that they lost.
True.
They also use.
Go ahead. I'm actually looking for that video because the words are not even describing it right. That was ridiculous. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that they also use the men to hurt other women so they can vicariously get the joy of hurting them. Because a lot of these Dusties, like they say, like their mother is the main one who teaches them how to tells them that these women ain't crap and he's the king. How many times have you heard of a Dusty doing something foul to a girl and his mother will come up and say, "Nah, my son, she must have done something that made him punch her in the face. Maybe her daughter was fast and that's why he like touched on her." It's always them. Like they use their sons to hurt other women.
My ex-husband mama. Boom.
What she do?
My ex-husband mom was just like who what she described, and she had 3 sons. My ex-husband was just the oldest, but all 3 of her sons would just treat women bad and cheat on them and sleep around. And every time something would happen, it was always everybody else's fault. It was never none of her sons' fault. And like when my ex-husband would cheat on me, she would be like, I remember one time she said some dumbass shit like, "Oh, do you realize what you hold within your grasp with him?" And I was like, "Bitch, nothing. What? Nothing. There's nothing there. Well, like, what are you?" But in her mind, she felt like he was really something special, and she wanted me to feel like he was special too, even though he was a sociopathic, malignant narcissist.
That's how it is in these
All
households.
right, ladies, I think I'm gonna step off now and let anybody else who wants to come in. I see another Naker in the back chat, so make sure to not let him up.
I don't see him, honestly.
This name divestors are fake. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
anyways, I'm gonna step off. Hopefully, a mammy can come up and argue against these talking points. They probably won't. They're cowards. Let's be honest, just like these Dusties.
Yeah, they.
But ladies, I'll just leave with saying, stay away from Nakers. That's all, and have a good night.
Good night, babe. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate you. Okay, I don't know why the fuck they don't have that crazy ass video on YouTube. I could have swore I was gonna be able to find it, but homegirl was upset. Patricia Love, thank you so much. She says they know what their daughters will face because it happened to them. You think that's part of it? I honestly think that they don't want girls because they covet the sons more than anything. You know, maybe a small fraction of them don't want the girls because they just want boys, but I don't know. A lot of times these women, they don't give a fuck what their daughter's going through. You see how everybody blames the girls whenever something inappropriate happens.
Yes, like black men and black boys are seriously coveted like you would not believe. Like my grandmother has 3 kids, 2 girls, 1 boy. My uncle has been spoiled since the day he came out.
Wow.
Even now, this man is almost 40 and he could go to his mama right now and say, "I want some money," and she'll give it to him.
That's ridiculous.
He is spoiled rotten and is a grown-ass man with several children out of wedlock.
Let me see who's in the back. And says
I just want to know, y'all not tired of taking shit log yet and being left unwed mothers?
Hell no, they not done with it.
I'm just asking.
They ain't done with it. What you mean?
I mean,
they gotta leave the door open for shit logs.
That's what y'all like.
That's you can see who's doing well on YouTube. That means that's what they want. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Divest is good. Welcome to the panel. Have you ever been up here? Oh shit,
my, ape. It's an ape.
Oh my God.
Damn it.
Oh fuck.
Actually nauseous. I'm actually nauseous.
Oh my God, help me.
The fact that they keep trying, DZ. The fact that they keep trying to get up here every week.
They're weird. Like, they're stalkers. Like, they have no life. All they do is sit on the fucking internet and worry about what black women are doing. Specifically the ones that say we don't want them. They're the ones that like to be over here.
Is this Corey from the chat?
Yes.
Hi, welcome to the panel. We didn't want to talk
I'm
to
dead.
so this is Corey Hager, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I was just making sure you didn't possess a shit log. What you got?
I'm screaming.
I just want to thank all you ladies on here. I'm getting education and I'm really enjoying it.
That's what's up. I see you in a lot of chat rooms, and we appreciate your support. Armani says, "Hey, Corey." The ladies know you up in the chat room. Mincy says, "Hey." Divested Doll says, "Hey, you famous around this
Oh,
bitch."
you got fans.
Yeah.
Well, I am a Zadie in training, so
What you call it again? Say it one more time. What are you?
Girl, I'm a Zadie in training.
Not Zaddy, Zadie.
Zadie. Hey, I'm a white guy. It just is what it is.
We appreciate you so fucking much. We really do. All right, let me try this last account and see what's going on. It says divestors are. Hi, may I help you?
Nignog.
Hello?
Nignog.
Divestors are what? What are they? Sir, now I'm believing that you probably are illiterate. I asked you who you were, so I'm assuming that you are a goddamn shitlog possessor. Do you have a shitlog, sir?
Yep. Dizzy.
All right. Take your shitlog. Hey, let me give you some advice before you go. You may have an STD. That itching and burning is not supposed to happen. So go ahead and make an appointment. Bye, boy. Hell no. All right, what's going on?
Oh, girl, it's another one on the screen. Dizzy,
I have
please.
something to say. Hi.
Hello.
Do you possess a shitlog?
Look
No.
like it.
No.
Keep talking. I'm gonna figure out if you got a shitlog in a
I have
second.
something to say. In the swirler community.
Boy,
Wait a minute.
Dizzy, I can't.
That's an NAN.
Honey.
Girl.
I can't.
And trying to wear a disguise and girl, the fake.
We can tell you it's a nigga.
The fake disguise voice that he was trying to put on.
All we saw was that white eye. Well, he dark as hell.
He sounded like he was trying to imitate a very, very popular fake divester to me.
Ooh.
That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like to me. And Zion, whoever that was that fell off. Y'all, Corey, they mad you up here. They usually fucking with me, but they mad you up here tonight.
Yeah, because you let a white man up here. You know, they can't take it.
What, is that pissing somebody off?
It's pissing everybody off, apparently. But your fans are loving it.
Y'all don't say other people's names in the chat.
All I can say is I don't see no reason to pick on the losers. So
that's true.
Sir, divestors are fake. Sir, we don't look up to her. We know she's not a divester. Carry on. You want me to say her name, but I'm not going to. Carry on.
Let me go to. Oh Lord. Oh my God, y'all! If y'all can see this back chat, let me take a screenshot of this shit so we can talk about this in the Discord. Let me screenshot and boom, I got it. This don't make no sense. Y'all talk about black women being desperate. Y'all are desperate. Let me tell you, every woman up here, you couldn't have them in your dreams. If you want somebody that's still open to fucking with one of y'all, you got to go over to other places where there's wigs and things like that. That's not here. They're still open to keeping you in the dating pool. Here, it's 100% a motherfucking hell motherfucking no. LK, I see that you're back, honey.
Sorry about that. Blackistani connections done kicked me off.
Oh, that's so good. Let me kick these two EBT cards from back here. Okay, one left on his own. And kick from studio. Boom.
I'm sorry, that was just disgusting. Like, don't they have jobs? Don't they have pride? Why don't is there something in your DNA on that Y chromosome telling you, why am I trying to do this around a bunch of women? Just sad, pathetic. Kitty tables, eternally kitty tables in the banquet of men.
Yeah, they make me sick, honestly. Like,
But
they're giving stalker vibes, actually. It's very scary. Like, this is why I'm scared of them.
Girl, we're talking about a man who will kill you just for, like,
black woman.
The story about the dude that literally shot his baby mama or his girlfriend, whoever she was, to him because his unemployment password wasn't working. Literally shot her because his password wasn't working.
I can't. I'm getting ready to go ahead and be messy and do the final roundup. So let me go ahead and share my screen once again. Give me a second, y'all. You don't click off because you're gonna want to be here for the mess. All right.
Yes.
Let's give some background ambiance. Corey, you're gonna enjoy this shit too. Share. Y'all know I'm technologically challenged, so bear with me. Don't scream when you see the screen, y'all. There it is. There it is. I have
Is that
enjoyed.
alive?
Yeah, it's getting ready to start moving. I'm getting ready to cut his voice off. Right here, what you're seeing is someone that has not combed his hair or washed his hair in a very long time. Since Blackistan likes to talk about black women's hair, let's go ahead and talk about this motherfucker's hair, and then we're gonna pop some crab legs. Do you see the filth? The reason that those shoes were showing y'all was because this guy right here, the half and half, you know what I'm talking about, went on ahead and bought him some shoes, went on ahead and he's going to cut his hair. He's a barber. When we say that they are the children of society, that's what we mean. So when you get your kids ready for school, for the school year, you have to go get their hair cut. You got to go buy them some new shoes. You got to teach them where their classroom is and all this shit. He's clearly able-bodied, very able-bodied. All right. If you prefer dust, I'm gonna need you to get a consultation. It is not cool for you to sit up there and tell others that you prefer ashy, dusty, STD ridden, no job having, losing every war, think they got the biggest dick, think they got everything going on as nakers. Let me move this ad out of the way so you can see how disgusting this is. Absolutely disgusting. And thank you, Miss Pearl. I appreciate you. Y'all gonna have to get it together. I know y'all are over on other platforms because you can still get you one of these disgusting motherfuckers that you're looking at right now. But shame on you. Shame on you. They never can be men. They never have been men. They never will be men. The art of war, and what usually happens with war, when a side wins the war, they get the women and children. So technically, you are off code. You are supposed to leave. There are other races of women that have left because their men could not get the shit together. This is a child that you're looking at. I know it has a beard. I know it's real scruffy, and he appears to be an adult, but he's being taken care of by an adult. They can't add anything to your life. And if they honestly wanted to, they couldn't. They don't have the intellectual girth to do so. So what I'm telling you is this. I know everybody watch from the clouds. I have the same people every week, and I love my supporters that come in. They don't give a fuck who sees them comment. They don't give a damn. They like, I'm here. I'm a zealot. I'm getting it in. But the ones of you that are watching from the clouds, please know this. If you got somebody in your circle that will think less of you because of video that you're watching on YouTube, you may be in a little bit of danger. Because like I said, sometimes I watch clan videos and ain't nobody fixing to say shit because it's my laptop and it's my motherfucking house. If you're scared for people to know that you want to do better, then they might not have your best interest in mind, and you might need to get the fuck on out of there. Tonight, I'm headed to my Discord. If you want the link, go ahead and join my Patreon. And that's pretty much it. And shame on y'all for not sharing the truth. The truth of the matter is you will never, ever in life get one of these motherfuckers to act right. You're not going to be able to shame them into acting right. I don't care how many videos you make exposing their pathology, how many videos you show with them messing with white girls, how many videos you show them doing crimes, how many videos of them not wanting to pay their child support. They don't have any shame. They have no shame. So do what you want. I know I'll see y'all next week. Not in the chat room, but I know you in the clouds because I know you watching. All right. So I will see y'all next time. Love you. Peace.